Hello, curious student. So today you and I are going to explore a new tool which is released by Google, which is called as NotebookLM. Now this is a pretty amazing tool if you are a student or a professional who wants to quickly learn a new topic by the means of notes, a chatbot, a mind map, a voice-based podcast where you can interact with and so much more. This tool is really awesome. So in order to start off or to access this tool, what we need to do is search on Google for NotebookLM and click on the second link. Once you click on the second link, this is the welcome screen that you will see. And let's just start off from scratch. So here what you need to do is you need to go on create new, and this will open a new interface. And these are the sources from which we can like populate this tool from, or the information sources from which we want to learn from. So we can either add a Google Doc, a Google slide, a website, or a YouTube link, or a copied text, or you can upload our own file like a PDF file, a audio file, or a markdown file, and so on and so forth. For testing purposes, what I am doing is I generally teach React.js. So I am going to React.js official docs. So this is the official quick start guide. I am copying that link and I'm pasting it into the website link section. So I'm just pasting the URL and click on insert. So in some time, this entire quick start guide will be added into the main part, and then we can like search for various things from this chat-based interface. But that's not the best part. Let me just jump into the best part first before we deep dive into the chat interface. So I have another notebook LM created, which is trained on the same link, but I have added a podcast. So what you need to do is, if you want to create a conversation based on this information source, you need to go on the studio section and click on generate. This will generate a podcast based voice conversation, which we will now load. So this is the already created podcast. So basically this generate button will take a few minutes to actually generate the actual audio, and this is the final audio which is getting generated. Now let me just play it to you to let you realize how awesome this is. So let me just play it.
Ever been there, staring at a new piece of software or trying to learn a tech skill, and it just feels like information overload?
Oh, yeah, like you're trying to catch a waterfall in a teacup. Happens all the time.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving into something super useful for building modern web interfaces, React.
That's right. React is, pretty fundamental in web development these days.
So as you just saw an entire podcast created in just a couple of minutes directly from large language model at your usage and disposal. But that's not even the best part. Now you have a 13-minute conversation which you can learn from. Like if you are someone who doesn't like reading stuff but likes listening to content, then this is a great tool. But let me just take you to the best part. So there's an interactive mode here. I'm going to jump into it. And this is the interactive mode. And let me just show you the magic.
Ever been there, staring at a new piece of software or trying to learn a tech skill, and it just feels like information overload?
Oh, yeah, like you're trying to catch a waterfall in a teacup. Happens all the time.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving into something super useful for building modern web interfaces, React.
That's right. React is, pretty fundamental in web development these days. And while it can
So this is the podcast going on, right? And I'm just going to join into this live podcast and ask a question from my end. Let me just show you that.
seem daunting at first, the core ideas are actually, well, surprisingly straightforward.
So our goal in this deep dive isn't to make you a React guru overnight.
No, definitely not. It's more about equipping you with a solid grasp of the essentials, the core stuff.
Oh, wait, someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Hi, can you quickly tell me what are components in React?
Oh, great question. Think of components as the building blocks of any React app.
Exactly. They're those reusable pieces of the user interface.
So instead of one giant chunk of code, you break things down.
Into smaller, manageable parts, each with its own logic and appearance.
The guide we're looking at
So as you just saw, I jumped into the podcast, I asked a question, and the two people who were talking about the quick start just gave me the explanation. How cool is that? And that is one of the most fundamental useful features of this notebook LM, which is you can jump right into the conversation, ask your questions, and you can get the answer there itself. So it's a really beautiful thing from this entire notebook LM interface, which I really liked. And this is an interactive mode. It is still in beta. Now it works really well on laptop, but I haven't had good success on being able to use it on mobile. I don't know if it's might be some issue from my end as well. But you have an interactive podcast where you are not only just listening to two people, but you can just jump in like let's just say a student who wants to learn from his teacher, and this AI-based teacher is going to teach you and solve your doubt in the real time. You can like add much more sources and make it much more comprehensive, and then you can ask much more deeper doubts. So that's one thing. Another useful thing is the mind map. So in this quick start or this interface, there is a mind map section, and once you click on mind map, it will generate a mind map. Let me just show you the mind map which is generated. So this was a quick start guide, and as you can see, we have the entire mind map of the website or the web page that we just added. And if we click on using hooks, it will go to the use hooks, and use state is a built-in hook. So if you click on it, then it will ask the question in the chat, like the mind map topic that you just selected, it will be displayed in the chat. And here is the use state information. So use state is been described as a built-in hook by React function start calling it, and so on and so forth. And as you can see, we have the entire information. Isn't it really cool? And if you click on it, you can get all the related like buttons and other stuff. But the chat interface is great. But one of the most amazing thing was the podcast. Now in the chat app, you can quickly ask questions and you will get the answers. Another thing is the FAQ section. So if you go into your notebook and click on FAQ, it will generate a quick FAQs for you. We have a quick start guide here. So this is the quiz that is been presented. So these are the top 10 questions is created right from the website. And these are the answers to that question, then essay questions, glossary of key terms in just a second. This is a really cool feature as well. Then you can have a study guide where it will tell you the entire guide to how to cover this topic. Then a briefing doc which will like tell you the data in brief. Like I think I have a brief here. So key concepts. So there's a timeline feature as well. So in this section there is a timeline somewhere. So if you are using a YouTube video, timeline could be really helpful to understand the flow of the video, and you can like get that. Then there is a quick start overview. So this is the briefing doc, and it tells the concise information from this web page. Imagine using this from Wikipedia pages, or even let's just say if you have some document or in PDF format, you just upload it and just get information from it. How cool is that? And that is what NotebookLM shines on. Now, just for the testing part, what I did was I also added my GitHub portfolio, like the GitHub profile that I have, and the repositories that I have in another notebook. Let me just show you all that. So this is the notebook which is trained on my GitHub profile, and let me just load the conversation. Now this feels a little bit amusing to hear my own name in the podcast, but it feels really great as well. Let me just load the conversation and show you.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look under the hood at the GitHub profile of Saurabh Mitri.
Sarb Native, that's his handle online.
Right. We've got his public overview page, his repositories list, basically the public stuff.
Yep. And the mission really is to try and understand what he's focusing on, what makes him.
Yeah, let's not like go into that part. But yeah, you can listen about yourself. You can just add your own website here. Let's just say you have a developer portfolio website, add in the URL, and you have a podcast based on your own website. Now that's cool. And also you can download it, you can share it. There is a download option, there is a playback option and other stuff. And then there is a mind map. Interesting thing about this mind map is all my GitHub repositories were listed out. And if I let's just say click on one of the repositories, like I think create frontend readme is one of the popular one. So as you can see, we have the number of stars, then it is written in JavaScript and the readme that we had. And if you click on this, then it will go into the chat interface and ask the question. And then this is the entire info that you have, like 75 stars, 24 distributed MIT license, last updated on, then the readme and other stuff. Yeah, this is pretty amazing. So a few months back, I was like researching on something called as RAG, where you upload some documents to LLM and then the LLM tells the information about it. This is that RAG based approach, but a really superset or a really awesome way of presenting it. Like I would have never imagined like a RAG based approach or like information being added to LLM and presented in this manner. This is a really great tool, and it will keep on like improving, and it's made by Google. So yeah, expect some really mind blowing features from it. But even at this initial stages it is really awesome. So try it out, and if you are a student, this is a go-to tool. If you are a working professional, I think one thing which current LLM struggle is with the library updates. Now recently one issue which I faced was in Tailwind CSS. Version 4 was released some time back, and most of the LLMs were not updated with that memory, and documentation was showing the 3.4 docs, and setup part was from 3.4 version. After a point of time, LLMs got updated and 4.1 or version 4 got added into their memories, and then Tailwind CSS latest version is being used by LLMs right now. But let's just say there is a library update and you don't know how to figure out stuff. Simply take the docs, like take a PDF or take the docs, add it into your information source. This will be a one-time process. Like just say someone of you does it and shares that notebook with everyone. Like I know that adding the entire docs from start to end is like a lot of stuff. But let's just say someone of you does it, and then we share that. So let's just say we share this thing, and then every one of us is able to use it. That is a really cool feature, and then we will be able to like handle library updates in a better manner and much more faster manner. For exam, this is a great tool for quick study. If you get bored while reading, go ahead and use it to like listen and learn from the topics, create your own study guide, create your mind maps, and yeah, imagination is the limit, and how you use the tool is up to you. But I found it really awesome, and if you found it useful as well, then go try it first. Don't even like this video, go try it first. Add information sources, add PDFs, add videos, and let me know how awesomely you are using it. Once you know some awesome use cases, then come back to the video and comment it in the comment toolbox of this video and let me know how awesomely you are using this. Then you can like the video, and yeah, subscribing to the channel is one thing which you should do if you haven't already, because I present you tools like this on day-to-day basis. I like research the internet, interview topics, then chat GPT, and then researching these new tools like this. So if you haven't subscribed, yeah, go ahead and subscribe. But first try out this tool and let me know your feedback. If you face any problem, then I'm there. Just add your problem in the comment section. I'll help you out for sure. And that's it from my end for today. And yeah, have a nice day. Goodbye.
Now, if I upload the Wikipedia page of famous movies, I would be able to listen to their podcasts as well. Whoa! Subscribe for more such content.